Hello dear students, I am Ms. Rasna Lakhotia, your biology teacher. Dear students, we have already started chapter 2 for term 1 and in that section we studied about control and coordination in plants. We studied about plant hormones and we already studied about nervous system in human beings. So like as I already told you in the previous section that control and coordination in human beings is brought about by two systems. One is nervous system, the other one is endocrine system. So today in this class we will learn about endocrine system. So what is endocrine system? So endocrine system, it regulates the activities such as growth, reproduction, maintenance of glucose level in blood and reabsorption of water in kidneys. This endocrine system, it also releases some chemical substances, those are known as hormones. You all have already studied about hormones in class 8 also. I hope you all have some brief idea about hormones. So let us study about it again. So what is hormones? Hormones are the specific messenger molecules which are secreted and synthesized by endocrine glands. There are two types of endocrine glands. Not two types of endocrine glands. There are two types of endocrine system. So one is exocrine gland, the other one is endocrine glands. So what is endocrine gland? So these are the glands which are ductless and release hormones direct into the blood. They don't have a tube-like structure. The secretion of endocrine glands are directly secreted into the blood. But exocrine glands, these are the glands that have ducts or tube-like structures, okay, and they release their hormones on those ducts. Example, digestive glands, skin glands and all. And the examples of endocrine glands are pituitary gland, thyroid gland and all. So there are different characteristics of hormones. What are those? So hormones are secreted by endocrine glands directly into the blood. They are produced in very minute quantity, means it is secreted in very less amount and biologically very active. So hormones are biologically very active and their actions are also very rapid and they act on target cells or organs that are located usually away from their sources. For example, like if a hormone is secreted at brain region or the hypothalamus region or pituitary glands, they will get secreted into the blood. With the help of blood, it will reach towards the target cells and then they will function it there. And it also brings metabolic regulations in the body and hormones are destroyed soon after the action and thus are not stored in the body. So there are different major endocrine glands in the body. Those are thyroid gland, parathyroid glands, thymus gland, hypothalamus gland, pancreas, pituitary gland, both anterior and posterior, pineal glands, adrenals and gonads. All these are the major endocrine glands present in our body. So out of these, today we will be studying about thyroid gland, pancreas, pituitary gland, adrenals and gonads. So these are the location of different endocrine glands in our body. You may go through the picture properly. So you may see, so pituitary gland, where is it located? It is at the brain region just below the hypothalamus. Thyroid gland is at the throat region and adrenal glands at the top of the kidneys, ovaries, okay, and testes in male, ovaries in female. So these are the different glands and we will discuss about the major glands that I have already told to you. So first of all we will learn about thyroid gland. So where is it located? Thyroid gland is located in the neck region just in front of the trachea or windpipe and the hormones secreted by thyroid glands are thyroxine and calcitonin. So what is thyroxine or what are its functions? It regulates body temperature by energy production, it regulates growth and development of the body and mental development. So all your physical development, growth and mental development, it is all controlled by hormones secreted by thyroid gland known as thyroxine. and it regulates activities of the nervous system, it regulates metabolism of carbohydrates, proteins and fats. And for the secretion of thyroxine in our body, iodine is very essential. So iodine is necessary for the production of thyroxine hormone. So if you intake less amount of iodine in your diet, what happens? There will be less secretion of thyroxine hormones. So under secretion of thyroxine, so if there is less secretion of thyroxine in our body, what happens? It leads to some diseases or disorders. So what is that? It leads to simple goiter. In case of simple goiter, what happens is thyroid gland of adult enlarges and becomes visible as a swelling in the neck. You can see in the picture, the thyroid gland, it enlarges and it becomes a kind of swelling there below the neck or swelling in the neck. And if it is secreted in too much amount, if over secretion of thyroxine is there, what happens? It causes exophthalmic goiter, and in this case the symptoms are protruded eyes, increased metabolic rate, heartbeat increases, shortness of breath and weight loss despite increased appetite. So you feel hungry, you eat more food, but what happens? There will be loss in weight. Next is adrenal gland. So these are the glands present on top of each kidney, as I already showed you in that picture. So hormones secreted are adrenaline, that is also known as epinephrine, and non-adrenaline, that is also known as norepinephrine. So both adrenaline and non-adrenaline, they control emotions, fear, anger, blood pressure, heartbeat, respiration and relaxation of smooth muscles. All these are controlled by both the hormones secreted by adrenal glands. These adrenal glands, adrenaline are also known as adrenaline and non-adrenaline, both are also known as emergency hormones, as they prepare for fight or flight situation. Whether you have to fight with the situation or you fly away from the situation, that decision is given you with the help of these hormones. Like for an example, like if a dog starts running behind you, what happens? Your heartbeat increases. You start breathing more and more. That means more secretion of adrenaline takes place, and that helps in release of more and more of energy in your body, and you can run faster to save yourself from the dog running behind you. Next is pancreas. Pancreas is a compound gland. It is present in the abdominal region. The structure looks like this, and it secretes. Pancreas gland secretes both digestive juices, as you have already learned in digestive system, yes. So it secretes both digestive juice as well as hormones. So pancreas has two parts. One is exocrine part. Exocrine part, it produces digestive juices, and endocrine part which secretes hormones. So its endocrine part contains hormone secreting cells. Pancreas has hormone secreting cells known as islets of Langerhans, and pancreas secretes hormone known as insulin. So insulin, what does it do? It regulates blood sugar level. It stimulates deposition of extra glucose as glycogen in the liver and muscles. And what happens is, if insulin is secreted in lesser amount in your body, it causes diabetes mellitus or hyperglycemia. Under secretion of insulin causes diabetes mellitus or hyperglycemia. And over secretion of insulin, what does it do? It causes severe effect known as insulin shock or hypoglycemia. So the next gland is the pituitary gland, also known as the master gland. So pituitary gland is a small gland about the size of a pea. You have seen a pea, yes? The size is very small. So pituitary gland is a small gland, size of a pea. It lies just below the hypothalamus. You can see it lies just below the hypothalamus and is connected to it by a stalk-like structure called hypophyseal stalk. And it is popularly known as the master gland. Why master gland? Because pituitary gland controls the secretion of all other endocrine glands present in our body. And pituitary gland releases a hormone known as growth hormone, GH. But as it secretes growth hormone, it's related to growth of the body. But what happens if there is less amount of growth hormone secreted in our body? It leads to a disease called dwarfism. If growth hormone is released in less amount during childhood, it leads to dwarfism. Means a person doesn't increase in size, their muscle doesn't grow, the spines doesn't grow, and they remain shorter in height like small child. What happens if it is secreted in more amount during childhood? It leads or causes to a disease called gigantism. That means the muscle grows to a greater extent, spine grows to a larger extent, and the person becomes tall, a giant, okay? And oversecretion of growth hormone in an adult, it leads to overgrowth of the jaw bones and bowing of the spine. The person grows too taller and then the spine gets bowed, okay? And this condition is known as acromegaly. Is that clear? I guess it is clear to you all. So next hormone is the hormone secreted by gonads. So as you all know, males have a pair of testes that secretes hormone called testosterone, which in turn influence the appearances of secondary sexual characteristics. That is, the voice changes, beard appears, hair in different body parts, moustache appears and all, okay? And also the sexual organs it develops. And in females, you already know they have a pair of ovaries, and that releases hormones known as estrogen and progesterone, and which in turn influence the process of ovulation. That is, since the time of puberty, girls start releasing eggs, and also appearance of secondary sexual characteristics. That is, breast enlarges and voice deepens, there are hip broadens, several sexual characteristics starts appearing because of these hormones. So different hormones secreted in our body, they have feedback mechanism, okay? So a particular hormone may be required in a particular amount at a particular time for which a control system is required. A control system should have a feedback mechanism to prevent excessive reaction or overreaction. Like for example, if there is more amount of blood sugar in your body, what happens? The pancreas cells, they activates, and then the pancreas cells starts secreting insulin. Insulin in turn, what does it do? It lowers the blood sugar level, or it reduces the secretion of blood sugar level in the body, and then once the limit is reached, what happens? The pancreatic cells stop secreting more of insulin, and then the stability is maintained in the body. So all this feedback mechanism of hormone secretion, it maintains the homeostasis, means it maintains the stable environment inside the human body. So dear students, so by this topic we end this chapter. So this was the last topic of this chapter 2, control and coordination. I hope it is clear. I request you all to thoroughly read the chapter to understand the chapter more precisely. By that time, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.